Oh, I see. Okay, this is the brush replacement on a Milwaukee 6016 finishing sander. It's not hard to do, but you do have to know how to take the two halves apart. And the key in taking the two halves apart is to unscrew the 4 screws on the bottom, pull off the whole bottom base together. And what that's going to do is it's going to pull off this cooling fan. The blades on the cooling fan keep the two halves from coming apart. So that has come off first before the two halves can come apart. I'm going to just reassemble and show you the different steps in reassembly using the pause feature. Okay, the first step is going to be to put this half on. Okay, pause. Okay, the two halves are together. You have to do it carefully to make sure that all the pieces are not pinched. Okay, I notice a little piece of rubber there, but I'm going to just push that back in. That's just part of the switch assembly. A piece of rubber was sticking up. On this, I did have this stress release piece of rubber that goes in there did have a tear in it. So when I did have it apart, I put some shoe glue into where it was torn, and I'm hoping that will provide something of a repair. The cord underneath it was fine, so it's not critical, but I don't want the cord to end up also breaking. But for now, I'm just going to try to relieve the stress by putting glue in there. Okay, now I'm going to put the screws back in here. There's 2 long screws here. And there's a short screw here. Longer screw here. Okay, those are the 4 screws. I'm just going to pause and screw those in. Okay, I put those screws in. Now without any problem, I got that little gasket tucked back in there. So that's fine. Now, next step is to slide on the cooling fan. Okay, and then there is a screw that is needed to hold it in, so I'll just pause as I screw that in. Okay, I've screwed that in. Okay, next step is going to be to put that bottom plate on. Now, I did notice that the bottom plate will actually go on 2 different ways. This way, and then it can go around the other way. And I didn't mark it, but when I look at it, I notice it looks 100% symmetrical, so I don't think it's going to matter that I forgot. So these pieces are the clamps to hold in the sandpaper, and they seem to fit in there all by themselves. Don't need to do anything special. And I'm going to put this piece down on, and the bearing has to fit in that hole, and then I will apply these 4 screws. Okay, I don't think there'll be a problem, but I'll do a pause while I do that. Okay, I was able to screw that back on, and I didn't have any trouble doing that. Now it's fully assembled. I'm just going to push in these 2 levers. I'm going to then plug it in and give it a test, see how it runs. Okay, first I'll pause. Okay, I took the opportunity to put a little oil in on those levers, because this is very old and they were getting very difficult to turn. Okay, now I notice I just bumped the power switch. Now I'm just going to try turning it on and see how yeah, seems fine. I noticed a little bit of arcing in there, but I wouldn't worry about that. I did try cleaning up the copper, the commutator, while I had it apart. And I changed the brushes, but the reason I changed the brushes was because I thought the old brushes were worn out, but when I took them out, they didn't actually look that bad. I think what happened was, I think my commutator got dirty and it wasn't running very well. And then many years ago, I tried getting it apart to clean it, And I took these 4 screws out to try to take it apart, but I didn't know about taking the bottom off. So I was able to separate this by 1/2 inch or so. And I thought maybe I'd just get it enough to try to get in there and clean it. But I think what I must have done, and when I separated it, I think I allowed one of these brushes to get out of position. Because from that point on, I think it went totally dead on me. This has been sitting around for years. And I wasn't able to use it anymore. Now, I had some time, so I took it apart. Like I said, I put new brushes in it, but I think one of the other brushes was out of position and the commutator looked very dirty. So I tried cleaning it up. I did put the new brushes in, but I don't think I needed them. Now, it seems okay. I know how to take it apart, so if I do have a problem with it, and I can take it apart again. Like, I might need to do a better repair on this stress relief piece. It's not critical, but I know how to take it apart now, so I could take that off and really do a better repair on it. Then I could put it back in, and when it's captured, see, there's a lot of stress right at that point. And it'll probably just rip again unless I put in a piece that spans over that, another, like a little sleeve over it, like heat shrink or something like that. Okay? Thanks. Bye.